All right, thank you for your patience. I'd like to call the meeting. It's Wednesday, August 21st, 2024 at 6:33 p.m. and I'm calling the meeting of the Historic Preservation Committee to order. It should be noted now that we're officially on the record that Elizabeth McCrank and B. Lieball, members of this committee, are both having excused absence this evening. Second item on the agenda is consider approving minutes from the previous meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the minutes from the July 17th meeting. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify so by saying aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. Number 3 under general items for consideration. Number 1, discuss and consider the status of placement of the Normal Park sign. That is normally where we turn things over to Ms. McCrank, but she has informed me via email, not only that she not be here, the good news is that the sign is done and they're just ready to place it. So that should be done shortly. And if and when that is done, we will alert members via a press release and whatnot to where we're at with that. Number 2 under the general items for consideration, historic street names update and next steps. Each one of you has in front of you a news release that will be sent out by the city tomorrow and will be placed online on our Facebook page, inviting the public to attend the street sign dedication for Butta English. This process was moved up considerably because Mr. English's wife is of sick health and they want to make sure that she enjoys everything. Well, she still has her full faculties, which she does. So that's why they opted to do it as soon as Monday. And that once we juggled everybody's schedules around 4 o'clock worked out best. It should be noted the mayor and I are personally providing transportation to her so she can attend the event, which the whole family is looking forward to. So if you're able to attend that, please do. That is going to be at the corner of West Main and Wright Street, right next to what the laundromat was. So Wright Street runs behind Franklin School. And that was chosen because that was the way Butta went back and forth to work 4 times.
They lived right there.
Yeah, they live right there.
Yep.
Within sight of that
Yep.
intersection.
So the number 2 street dedication that we have all firmed up and ready to go is the one for Chuck Summers, and that one will be held on Monday, September 16th at 1 p.m. And that, if you were to meet at Athletic Park, you'd be able to see us. I still have to drive down there and figure out which sign post we're going to put it on. But that sign will be placed in close proximity to Athletic Park. Obviously, that's where Mr. Summers began his broadcasting, or became very well known for his broadcasting of with the Merrill Rangers. And his sign actually has part of that as the dedication. So that is that agenda. Number 3 is the sign for Ralph Feda Vote. I spoke with the person who did the nomination for Mr. Vote today, and she is in agreement that I'm gonna put something on Facebook. When Mr. Voigt died in 1991 or 1993, I can't remember which one. He was survived by a son and a daughter. The son lived in Madison, the daughter lived in Georgia. If they are alive today, they're going to be 90-some years old. But he did list 5 grandchildren and 1 great-grandchild. Now, the name Voigt is very popular in Merrill. Obviously, they left the community early. But hopefully we can track down one of the grandchildren at least and let them know what's going on. Hopefully his children are very alive and well, but hopefully someone in his immediate family would be represented that day, so that day is on hold. And then the other one is for Bob Grueling. His family knows the sign is done. They know where it's going to be placed. I was just waiting back to hear from them. As far as it kind of delves into the same thing with the street names, is that we had planned on putting QR codes on each one of the street signs, and we're going to do interviews with either historians or surviving family members. So when someone is walking by that street sign and they say, "Who the heck is this?" they can scan that, and it'll take them to the city's YouTube channel where they will find a video explaining why that sign is there, who that person was, and what brought us here. So for an example I can think of is the one that we have for Hans Kaltenborn at First and Scott Street. Tom Berg, a historian from Merrill, does a very wonderful job doing a presentation on Hans. So Merrill Productions, what are we calling them this week? Merrill Community Media is the one that's going to facilitate these interviews. Some of them, obviously, we will not have anyone to interview, so we'll have to work back. Some may be short, some may be long. So I did address Nathan Meyer and said if possible, if we can get down and speak to Lenore English. I think that's the most immediate interview we need to do because she is no longer in her 50s. She's slightly above that now, and we want to make sure we are able to, again, capture her thoughts while she's still within, has full faculties. And if the community does not mind, I'll allow Mr. Alderman Meyer for privileges today. There'll be a slight delay as Alderman Myers works his way up.
It's a long walk, sorry. So we got your press release today early, so we are set, ready to go. I will be there on Monday for that street sign unveiling. We can do a part of our interview then and there if we would like to. I've talked with Elizabeth McCrank also today to figure out how we want to take care of all the other street sign QR codes with possible interviews, how we can make that happen, and what kind of, where we can kind of make this all work. So we are making progress a lot better than we were the last time I got to speak to you guys, so.
Okay. And I know that one of the signs we dedicated last year was one in the back of the building involving a late police officer, and we agreed the time was just way too fresh to start sitting down and doing interviews. That may still be the case with that family, but the other officer, his son, would be my father's age, so he would be getting up there.
Yeah, and if, help getting, connected with these people is obviously much appreciated. And if they're not willing to speak, then they're not willing to speak. And that's kind of the unfortunate part of some of these things.
I think all but one for sure would be willing to speak, and the only one that would not speak right now is due to the freshness of the events.
And that is very understandable, but it's something to put in the back burner of their mind of whenever you are ready, we are here.
Yep, street sign ain't going anywhere.
So.
Okay. Any questions of Mr. Meyer or anybody else about our plans moving forward for the street signs? I do know, Bob Klug's family, they are going to dedicate that street sign. I'm double checking, but I believe it's going to be over at Van Rensselaer and 3rd Street. And if, I'll have to double check. Either way, that sign will be dedicated homecoming weekend because the whole family will be home. Any other questions? Okay. Our date and time of next meeting, our clerk has advised us, normally we will meet Wednesday, September 18th at 6 p.m. That would be after the summer sign, but before the Klug sign, so. Okay.
6 o'clock, you said.
Well,
I say, can we look at doing 6:30?
so we'll probably change this meeting permanently to 6:30, as at least a member of the committee and our production man is running from school board to here, so.
Keep us informed.
All right, I'll entertain any public comment. Are we not on the phone?
Caller, you're on the.
Mr. Lass, any public comment?
You're just cutting it tight, moving it to 6:30 because the airport commission's at 7.
Okay. We're usually pretty good within a half hour, about 20 minutes tops.
But I'll say this one isn't even 10.
Yeah. We're stretching, we're up to 11. All right, any other public comment? I'll entertain a motion, Bud, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion been made and second to adjourn. All those in favor signify so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you.